It's just a great little color. And probably just about any color right now. These fish are in here just feeding up, getting ready to do their spring thing. There's one. So yeah, all things crappie magnet. Leland Lures have been doing this a long time. And there's a reason you can find their baits just about anywhere. And again, I'm not sponsored by them. But I do use their stuff because it's awesome. And there's a lot of companies out there that make a lot of stuff, but they really, Jeff Smith, they really put a lot of research and development into what they're doing. They don't just get a mold and inject some plastic and throw it out there. They test and test and test and do color profiles and all kinds of things. So those things matter. Here in Michigan, this is a great color in the spring. Kind of looks like a wiggler. And this color is Tiny Dancer, and it's like a greenish brown. It's got a red fleck in it. I don't know if you can see that, but it's just lethal. So I think what I'm going to do now is just throw on a different color so I can show you guys. This is one of my favorites. I always call it white and chartreuse, but it's really called show enough and chartreuse. But it is it is absolutely one of my favorites. And the other thing, my granddaughter loves them. She always wants something sparkly, so it's either these sort of baits or it's a slab curly in the Mardi Gras color. You know what? She's 10 and she knows stuff, so she always just says, "Papa, can we put on something sparkly?" So we put on something sparkly. There's one right there. First cast, he hit it on the drop. Little nicer fish too. It's like a big female. Oh yeah. Nice one. See? So that right there, and it just ate that show enough up on that pink head. Just a nice female. You can see how fat she is, just thick. I mean, I think Michigan has some of the prettiest crappie. I know a lot of my friends down south say that. So what I got on here, just because I'm doing two things, I'm casting and I'm shooting. I'm shooting the dock, and I'll be showing you a whole video on that here. I just ordered a new dock shooter, and when I get that, I'll be putting out some new content. This rod's a little stiff. I got to be really careful not to break this because this is 6-pound K9 fluorocarbon. I used to use braid, but for this braid, I've not found a braid that works worth the beans for this. Had braid on here, I took it off. This fluorocarbon is just way more consistent coming off, especially shooting these light jigs. So, and this is 6-pound, and actually when I get that dock shooting rod, I'm gonna put 4-pound on there because I just think in the clear water it'll work better. And sometimes when you go to shoot it, you make a mess, but that's just part of it. But we'll show you all that on our dock shooting video. Another one, second cast. I mean, it's just crazy right here. One right after another. Another little male in there doing his thing. But if you wanted a fish fry, you could sure get some nice ones here. But like I said, I'm gonna let most of these go. Actually, I changed my mind. I'm probably gonna keep a few just to make some of Kent Driscoll's smoked crappie dip. Look that up. I think you can find it on Fish Eat Live Kirby Ham site. I think he's got the recipe for it. It is awesome. And now that I say it, I got that taste in my mouth. So you can see that sure enough is something. Now this jig, you can see that's pulling down. What I like to do is I always keep super glue on my boat. I despise jigs with collars. They just tear the plastics up. So I just put a little drop of super glue right there, just like that. Slide that right up the shank till it hits the head and let it sit there. And that'll hold that on there most of the day. And if the plastic gets torn, you can actually glue it back together and continue to use it. So yeah. It all just really works. Another one on the fall. I'm not even giving it a crank. Oh, this is the wrong species. But he liked that show enough too if you eat these things. I personally don't. He swallowed that thing down there. One of these beauties right here, rock bass. So let me show you what we got here. You can see here all these white dots. I'm not sure if them are showing up or not, but all these white dots, this is all bait. And then up under the dock, there's a bunch of crappie in there, and they're all just feeding on this bait. If you look up here at my live scope, you can see it's just loaded with crappie. And literally every time you throw in there, well, you're getting one. So that's kind of the program right there, right now. You get anything up there that's close to the edge of that dock. Right now you can see them roaming out a ways because it's not real sunny. But when that sun gets up, it will be. Well, he had it. Let it go. That one, I didn't even feel him thumping. He just kind of was on there. Little tiny baby crappie. I'll let him go though. He's pretty small. You don't need to ride around in the boat. If he shuts down the school, we'll just go find another one. A lot of little ones in here today. I think what we're going to do here is switch up from that showing up and throw another color in there just to see what we can see. So this is a curly, slab curly, black and chartreuse. So we're gonna try that once and see. I don't know if it's gonna be a little big for these or not. Don't know if they even really want a curly tail. But we're gonna try it. Pretty small jig head for this. Normally I put these on the back of a fin span or a little bigger hook when the fish are deeper, more into the summer patterns. But we'll see. It's the worst thing that can happen. Worst thing that can happen is we don't catch one. Oh, that's a much better crappie there. Oh yeah, that's a beauty. I like that slab curly on that pink head. I mean, look at what a pretty fish that is. That's just a gorgeous crappie. They're kind of eating everything crappie magnet today. So as you can see, it doesn't really matter. I mean, it will matter. I mean, they will change. One thing I'm very cautious about when I'm fishing around people's docks is to not hit their docks, hit their boats. People really don't like that. And I don't blame them. You get hooked in their rope and you leave your jig in there and they come out one day and get a hook in their hand and they're never happy with the fisherman. So just try to be respectful of their property and it'll all be fine. Another one right there. He's probably a 9-incher. Little fella. But one thing he will do, he will get to go back. We won't put him in the crappie dip today. Let's switch it up. Let's switch it up to another color just to see. This is a tiny dancer mermaid. Almost looks like a bluegrass color. We'll give that a try. A lot of people will say things, I hear them say, well, those things work down south, but they don't work up north. Well, right now I'm fishing in a lake that you can probably see bottom in 20 feet of water. So these bright colors are working here. It's because crappie like bright colors. I use a ton of natural colors too, but switching it up can oftentimes be good, especially if they quit biting. So we're just going to put that on the pink head. You can see I've not changed the head. Pink is a really good color here for a head. I don't know why, I guess maybe it's because I have confidence in it. There he is. Get near that dock, it may just